Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training, unfortunately, only 46 minutes of chess because I have left this way too late to get streaming, as always, and I have a chess lesson after this stream to get on with. So, yeah, without further ado, I think let's just get straight into it. Yeah, no time for yapping at the start of today's stream. Maybe the one thing I'll mention is that I think in general things have been pretty good these last couple of days. I feel like, yeah, last stream, there was that thing about the whole Chessable art. I'm kind of over it already. Well, whatever really happens. I mean, I just have to try my best to do the best I can with whatever situation I'm in. Yeah, I think it was just more of a like, wow, this is the actual realization that this is the situation, But anyway, let's move on. So, okay, let me get up chat on YouTube as well. Okay. Right. So white's going up the board. We've got 2 pawns against 1. Somehow we're winning this. I mean, h4 feels like the only move, because if we play this king move, they take our pawn, and then they're easily stopping our pawn. So, I mean, h4 is forced. I mean, there's literally nothing else to calculate. Unless we push this pawn. If they take, we take, and they come here. Yeah, this is lost. So we have to play h4. Okay, and then this is the moment where we have to think. f6, king takes, and we lose. So it has to be h5. Surely. h5, king g5, and now king f7. Yeah, it's very simple, I think. Okay, why is that in the intermediate section? I do not know. Managed to catch you finally? Okay, welcome Faz to the stream. Glad you're in. And welcome Yuvraj to the stream. Yuvraj, do I know you in person? I feel like I know Yuvraj, but my memory is failing me. Welcome anyway. Okay, white to play. What a weird position with these pawns. What? How did this happen? Anyway. So, okay, it's queen, rook, rook against queen, rook, rook. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 4. So, yeah, we're down by 3 pawns, but obviously we've got a huge attack on this black king. We do need to be a bit quick, though. Although there aren't any safe square checks. Oh, no, there is one. There's queen d6. So we do need to be a bit careful with that. Could potentially lead somewhere, but yeah, we want to make an attack work. So what candidate moves do we have? We've got all the checks, right? Queen check, rook takes. Build-up moves, worth considering. Maybe a capture like this, worth considering. But one of these should win. So, okay, if we take with the queen, they have to take. If we take and they take, then I don't see a follow-up. So, okay, what if we start with the rook? The queen takes? What if I then bring the rook in? They can't take me because I take back with checkmate. This is literally forced, and I play this. And how do they deal with this? They can defend like this, but then I can take with the queen, and it's even checkmate. So, yeah, I think this, followed by the rook, looks to be winning to me. Nice. Boom. Okay, next puzzle, exercise 300. Yuvraj asks, what's your rating? So I guess you're not someone I know in person. My rating's like 2,000, and my peak ratings online, I mean, I peaked at 2,600 bullet and 2,500 blitz. I'm a little bit below those peaks as it stands, around like 50 to 100 points. But yeah, hopefully gonna get even higher one day. And my FIDE is 2009 right now. So again, long way to go. Faz says, my game against Mark Hampton was a really close game, barely losing from a single inaccuracy in the endgame. That's crazy. He played at 99%, I played at 96.5. That's ridiculous, Faz. Firstly, congratulations on playing such an accurate game. Do send me it on Leechess. I'd love to see. Rook A7, Rook A5. Fantastic, Bob. Good job. Okay, let's look at this one. So we've got Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop against Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop, Knight. So we are down a piece. We've got 4 pawns against 5. So they've got a knight and a pawn against nothing. What do we have going on though? Immediately I see this idea to try and displace the queen. Probably we want to take twice, otherwise the rook is threatening our rook at the end. So we take twice and then we take the queen and we're up plenty of material. There's no checks, there's no nothing. Rook takes, what else can they play if they don't take us? They can go h1 or f1. Let's say they go h1. Then we can go rook g1 check, king h2, queen takes f6, rook takes f6, and rook takes rook g2 is checkmate, right? Because the bishop is covering h3. So yeah, if they move here, they lose. So what about king f1? Again, we can go to g1 check, bishop, king here, and then we can do a double check with the bishop. Looks extremely promising. Probably like bishop here, double check. If they go to d2, then I think queen e1, king here, queen check, king here, bishop check. It's actually not quite mating. They can somehow block. Rook check, king here. Bishop check feels right because I cover this escape square. Am I missing a checkmate here? Maybe I give the check on e1, the king moves to c2, and then I go queen e4 check to cover this escape square. Yeah, and then the king has to come back to d2, and then I've got queen d3 checkmate. So I think that's completely forced, and I'm winning. So it's here. Okay, alternative, so probably bishop c4. No, then there's knight takes. I mean, we found the checkmate. I mean, that's honestly good enough. Oh, bishop c4, knight takes, and then rook g1 is just immediate mate. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That's a nice theme. Yeah. I saw that, yeah, rook g1, king e2, bishop c4, and let me just make sure that my mate is actually checkmate. Pretty sure it was. I'll say king d2, queen e1, king c2, queen check, and then here, and then mate. I think that was all forced. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Chessable engine is too slow to load. We have to rely on ourselves. Okay, next one. Arjun says, hey Michael, how are you doing? I wonder if you have any tips how I can calculate and visualize better over the board, because I mostly play online. Do something like the Woodpecker, but set it up on a real board. It's very tedious, but if you give yourself some hard calculation exercises that takes several minutes to solve anyway, then it feels a little bit less of a waste of time. I remember I once had a trial lesson with a coach, and he recommended setting up positions on a real board for tactics, like basic tactics, and I just could not do it because it's like you spend 2 minutes setting up the position and then you spend like 20 seconds solving it. It's like just a complete, so demoralizing to do. So it's like, yeah, maybe find some hard puzzles from a good book and solve on a real board. Dude, I'm 1800 but can't able to grow anymore. Any tips on how to improve? Probably if you care about improving your online rating, I've got this amazing video. called something like How I Made It to 2500 Online. And the tips that I share in that video are applicable to any rating. And to be honest, I think that's one of my best videos on this YouTube channel, where I just gave some like really sweet advice, which I don't think everyone has thought about. So probably that, but I don't know. I mean, any tips on how to improve? I mean, it's really dependent on the individual, to be honest. I mean, it depends what areas you're strong in, what areas you're weak in. If you want a full answer, you can pay me, Yavraj. So I'm a chess coach as well by profession. Okay, bishop c4 first. Should be easier. Yeah, good job, Bob. Fantastic. Rook g2, then bishop c4, then rook g1. Nice. Queen d1 in that variation is mate. No need for queen e4. Did I miss a checkmate in one? I can believe I missed a checkmate in one, but I thought the queen d1 allowed king b1, but maybe you're talking about a different moment. Argent says, exactly, I was recommended the same thing and stop doing tactics overboard. Yeah, right. It's just so annoying to do. Is Argard a good idea? Depends on your strength, Argent. I think Argard is probably too difficult. I would say actually this Woodpecker is a good standard if you can maybe do the hard exercises at the end. Like these intermediate ones are kind of borderline, a bit too easy to set up. I don't know, hard puzzles. I mean, maybe even on Lichess, some of like the higher rated exercises. And Luca, I will answer your question in just a sec. Let me try and solve this fast. So, okay, we've got queen rook rook, queen rook rook, bishop bishop knight, bishop bishop knight, 1 3 5 6, 1 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so black to play. Suddenly, this move jumps out at me. Because it seems like the queen is overloaded because I've got this checkmate. And knight e4, if they take my queen, then I am threatening this checkmate. So knight e4, can they actually defend? I'm literally threatening this bishop f2, so how can they defend? Like, bishop h4, I just take it? I mean, this is the thing as well. Like, if you just see a move that jumps out at you, then you should probably just calculate it. If it's very forcing as well, which in this case it really is. What if knight e4 and they move the bishop somewhere? Then I'm at least winning this bishop, but yeah, no, it looks extremely strong. I mean, I'm even threatening it with this piece. But here, if I don't know whether you can put this bishop b5 or something. Do I have a clean win? Because my fear is that if I take this bishop, maybe my knight hangs, and if I take it with the knight, maybe my bishop hangs, you know? So, knight e4, if they play like a move like bishop b5, how exactly do I win this? Maybe I just go bishop takes g5. If they take on e4, then maybe queen c1? Queen c1 is checkmate, actually. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. And is there anything else? Literally anything else? Keep looking, keep looking. Try and find resources for the opponent. What about knight e4 and then they come here? Well, then I can take with the bishop, take with the knight, at least. Okay, let's play it. Okay, just gives me a checkmate in one. I'll take that. Nice. Okay, so Luca asks, hey, I was wondering, do you find Chessable good to learn all your variations if you make your opening prep yourself, or is it a lot of work to properly set up? So, to be honest, with making my opening repertoires on Chessable, I never use Chessable to make them. I always make them on Lichess, and then I import it into Chessable. So, and the only reason I have imported it into Chessable is because I want to make money, right? Like, I want to make these courses and sell them, and of course, you know, like, I benefit from it as well. And I think, like, I mean, I do use Chessable for my own courses to revise my own lines, because sometimes, you know, I will forget some deep variation which I've analyzed, but it's not fresh on my mind, and I also want to improve my own ability to play my own stuff. So yeah, making these courses were fantastic for like deepening my knowledge in the openings, and then having them on Chessable like really helped me just have something very easy to like kind of go through, and I like how it tests you. I think this is the most important thing. Like if you just flick through like some Lee Chess study, it doesn't go in as much as if you actually have to make the moves yourself. So I think like that making the moves and forcing yourself to actually know it and play it, I mean, I think is a very useful exercise. So I think if you can motivate yourself to do it, probably worthwhile. Chess tempo is good for hard puzzles. Yeah, I think I just never got into chess tempo. Like something about it, um, didn't really reel me in. But I think it is a really good tactical website from what I've seen. Like if you can get into it, then probably that's the best source then compared to Chess or chess.com. Yeah, after bishop e2, then queen takes g5 should win a piece. Yeah, I was always just scared if they would take my knight though. But yeah, I had that checkmate, right, on c1, so that's the point. Why are these queen sacks not on my radar? This has been bugging me as of late. I guess looking at more forcing moves. Like, I guess just every move that potentially, disrupts the defense, brings in an attacker, even if it looks ridiculous. If it's forcing, just consider it. Yeah, don't need your queen to give mate. I mean, there's this piece of advice which is 3 pieces needed to checkmate an open king, and you don't need 3 strong pieces. It can be like a bishop, knight, and a pawn even. Like when the king is very exposed, you really have good chances of the king just getting stuck and getting checkmated. So this is one I like to keep in mind when looking out for mates in a game. I don't really think about it in tactics for some reason, but in puzzles. But in a game, like it's always on my radar. Like if I've got like several pieces around their king or around my king and they're exposed, I start to get these spidey senses that there might be something. Bro being the only streamer not even caring how much likes and viewers he has. Yeah, honestly. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one with that. Like, I remember, I don't know if I shared this story before, but I got approached, like someone emailed me who was like the editor of like, I don't know, a couple big channels, like it might have been like Botez sisters at one point or something. I don't know. Like anyway, this person had like some big like records and stuff, and they were saying like, oh, we like I really like your content. I think you could be really big. Like it's kind of criminal that you're so small and like your thumbnails suck, your titles suck. Like just improve on this. And I was and he was asking for me to pay them to like do the service, and I mean probably I don't know how much he was charging, but probably it's like a good idea if growing was the focus. But I just said to him like, I don't really need this channel to grow. I mean, the annoying thing is like I do recognize that, let's say, from selling my Chessable courses, having a bigger fan base or bigger YouTube channel, that is the most important thing to actually getting more sales. So it's kind of like, I want to grow it for these purposes, but I don't really want to grow it for, I don't know, fame or clout or something. And if anything, I like it smaller because then I can actually read these comments. Like, do you ever see like these like big channels like Anna Kramling or Gotham Chess, and you check out their chat on streams? Like it's awful. Like it's just spam. Like it's just like impossible, and I don't have time to like mod these comments either, right? So it's just like, I don't know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So I've kind of settled with it just growing organically, like if it grows, what to do? I can't stop people from subscribing if they want to, so I guess that's where it's at. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if more people could discover my Chessable course, and yeah, basically either I have to sell my soul on chess Instagram, which is really the worst platform ever for chess. It's like so toxic. Um, or I grow my YouTube, and I don't know. It's just it's just not something I'm interested in doing. That's my answer. But what I am interested in doing is procrastinating from solving exercises. So let me try and solve this. It's rook, rook, bishop, knight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My king is in the corner. Bit of a weird one there. King on g2. Fair enough. We've got dark squared bishop. Their king is much safer as a result. If this was a blitz game, I would have blundered because I would have played this and then lost my bishop. So, yeah, not that. So, okay, what's even going on here? There's tension between the rooks. The knight is protecting here. There's tension on the knight as well. The bishop is protecting this pawn. Their king seems more active than mine. Like, if let's say there's a trade of rooks and the king comes over, I feel like potentially we're in trouble here. Like, the king can come here, the knight can come here. We might lose this pawn. However, this pawn is particularly weak because we do have a dark squared bishop. Maybe this is an interesting idea to try and race with this pawn. So with all that considered, I suddenly have the urge to just calculate what happens if bishop b4 and they take, because that would be very interesting if we're winning here and we push the pawn. They can play knight here, but then we can push, they can take, and then we can queen. Or we can do it the other way around, queen and then push. So okay, if we trade here and we play this, if they don't take me, I mean, I just take, and again, I get these passed pawns. Looks very, very good. I can support both the pawns. I don't know where I'd want to support them from, c1 or b4. Faz, if you have an advice of whether you would support the pawns from the c1 square or b4, let me know. I have the feeling that c1 is more supported, but it's more restricted. b4 is more free, but less supported. Probably, given my king is so far away, I would bet on c1 being better for my bishop. But yeah, no, this looks very promising. This bishop b4. I think I just has to be winning there. I mean, let's say this, and I take, and this, and I play this bishop c1 idea, and they bring the king over, I push the pawn, they bring their king over, and then I just start advancing my own king. And do they actually have a way that they can eliminate my pawn somehow? Oh, actually, in that final position, I don't need to move my king. I can literally push the pawn, because my bishop covers this square, and we cover this square, and we queen. So I think we even just queen by force. But yeah, I think, to be honest, I don't see much better. Like, that has to be the... Okay, apparently there is an alternative. So probably bishop b4 first then? Yeah, it also works. One more thing I didn't calculate actually was what happens if they take and try and promote. So let's say this, push, queen. Okay, they don't get to queen. Very important to have calculated that. Yeah, so bishop b4 first is also winning. Okay, nice. Okay, Arjun says, I've heard so many people talk about understanding openings rather than memorizing them, but I personally have found that to be dubious. I've lost quite a few games even though I know the plans. I mean, to say it's dubious, I think is a bit of a stretch. I think understanding is always important. Because memorizing definitely has the problem that if your opponent deviates from what you have memorized, then you're really screwed. But understanding should be able to guide you. Of course, it doesn't mean you'll win every game, but I think you just need both. You need some memorization of particular sharp lines and concrete variations, and also a lot of understanding of why these sharp lines are the way they are and why the lines are the way they are. So you just need both, I think. And I mean, that's what I try and do on my course. I try and give like, concrete theory as well as a lot of understanding to justify them. And I think, yeah, you have variations definitely around 5-10 years ago. There was like way too many computer heavy, courses that just don't have enough understanding to play them in reality. And then you've got some old resources that are very, very understanding based, but it's almost too loose to the point where it's very difficult to actually play accurate games. For instance, Benoni is one of these where it actually matters a lot which setup you choose and when you apply it. Whereas there are some old Benoni books that just talk about all the thematic ideas in Benoni, and it's actually very difficult to make it work because in some variations you just can't make certain ideas work. So you need to know when to do what. So that's why you need both. My opponents are always so booked up, and I never expect them to be based on my rating. Yeah, I mean, just don't underestimate anyone in terms of the opening. Like, pretend you're playing like a titled player every game. Rook d1, bishop b4, that's wild. Nice job, Faz. Jan says first. No comment. Faz says, Arjun, I'd say that you need to understand the ideas of your opening, like common tactics and maneuvers. It's a case of knowing where your pieces belong, and you get the intuition of this. Yeah, exactly. Like, you need these ideas. A before a3, knight c3, a2, yeah. Yeah. a2, big move. Yeah, I think if you are playing... I think you should always be able to work out what the reason is behind the engine. And if you can't work it out, then probably you're playing a repertoire that's too advanced for your level. I don't actually think there's ever been a case where engine has suggested a move and I haven't been able to work out why. Even very deep lines or obscure moves, I mean, you can eventually justify it and work it out by just following that engine line and just getting to the bottom of it. Welcome, Jan, to the stream. How's it going? How is life? Okay, let's do some more. We still got like 20 minutes of work before we can pack it in. Okay, so again, super weird position. I mean, this is made... Oh, but it's actually black to beat Capablanca. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we've got two rooks, knight, bishop against rook, knight, knight, bishop. So we've got exchange up. We've got 6 against 6. Okay, so the biggest problem in this position is, of course, the fact that our rook on h8 is hanging. In which case, black would regain their material. Because, you know, it's very likely that we'd be able to pick up the knight in the corner. For instance, if we played knight h6, they took our rook, and we just go rook d8. We'd probably win back our material. But then we're left with a worse pawn structure. Especially if they play a move like d4 and try and pick up this knight, perhaps. So, yeah, we've got to be a bit careful. So what different ideas are there? I mean, they've got some back rank problems. They've got this lack of development. How can I somehow exploit all of this? I've also got this bishop cutting off the king. I have the worst pawn structure intrinsically. Also, guys, before I forget, actually, this is really important. Please, 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 please go on to Lichess and click on this Chess Mood Grand Prix. Scroll down and find the tournament for May, this qualifier 4, and find Chess Lifestyle team at number 10th place, and please join it. We are only 7 players out of 20 players needed, and this Grand Prix tournament is taking place tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC. So you can convert it to your own time zone. If you're in the UK, then that's 9 p.m. UK time. But yeah, if you click on the team page, you can join us by using the passcode C3Venom. I'll just type this in on Google here. Yeah, C3Venom. Okay, that's the passcode to join the Chess Lifestyle Team Tournament. As you can see, I keep track of everyone's results. We actually have cash prizes at the end of the season. So this is like something that I'm really trying to push to you know, make it some fun thing and make Chess Lifestyle more like, you know, of a community. But unfortunately, it's always very difficult to recruit players. So please join and consider joining. Would really, really appreciate that. Okay, back to actually doing the hard work. If anyone has any questions, please drop it in the chat because yeah, I can answer. Okay, so a move that's suddenly jumping to me, and this is what can happen as well. When you take a bit of a break, you look back to just new ideas come to the table. Rook d7, knight h8, rook e7, with the idea of checkmate, and of course they can stop this. But what they can't stop is you winning the bishop and then causing long-term development issues for white. And I think if you can prevent them from developing, that's probably enough compensation for the worst pawn structure. Like, you know, you can try and bring in your knight after this, right? You can bring your knight like this and try and exploit this this pin. So rook d7 looks very promising all of a sudden. If they don't take, then we're in exchange up. So they have to take. We go rook e7. Maybe they can play... No, they can't play this because this is actually checkmate. So they need to make a luft and then we take this bishop. Yeah, this looks really, really strong. I don't think we've got anything better. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Very nice. Okay, no worries, Arjun. Faz says, eventually your understanding will be advanced enough to understand why the engine wants a certain line compared to yours, even in complex positions. Yeah, for sure. I'll be free to play the tournament tomorrow. Let's go, Faz. Let's go. And honestly, if anyone can beat Nicola's total, 27.75 Nicola, then that will be, a very high achievement. I want to join, but it's 1:30 in the morning my time zone. Arjun, let me tell you. I'm currently in Japan, and I am going to have to wake up to play at this tournament at 5 a.m., which is slightly better than having to play at 4 a.m., which I did have to do last month. So these tournaments are absolutely hell for me because I also have to stream them as well. But, you know, it's my own fault for signing up Chess Lifestyle to this. So... yeah, I just have to deal with it. So, if you don't have any obligations the next day, no excuses for a 1:30 to 3:30 morning session. But okay, I realize not everyone has crippled sleep schedules like myself, so I won't hold it against you, Arjun, if you don't play. But okay, white to play and beat a Capablanca again. What's going on? We got queen rook rook, queen rook rook, knight knight bishop bishop, knight knight bishop bishop. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So what else to note about the position? We're castled, they're not. There is all kinds of tension on the board. This is tension, this is tension, this is tension. We also have some checks that maybe do something. This piece is loose. This is almost loose. It feels like there's almost like some kind of checkmate somewhere. So I guess to me, this puzzle will be about trying to win material. I think I can win a bishop somehow. It gives me those vibes. So okay, what candidate moves do we have? We've got the checks. We've got the captures. This capture in particular looks interesting because of the pressure near the king. Ooh, wait. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight f6. If pawn takes, bishop takes, king here, bishop h6. This was the move I was missing. But now I'm seeing it. If they take back, we win the bishop. If they take, we go knight f6. Bishop. Yeah, wait a sec. What happens if we go knight f6 and they just go king f8? So if that's the case, then we need to start with knight f6. If they go king f8, then do we have a win? Because taking might not be enough. Knight takes. Well, I guess knight f6, if we provoke this king f8, then that has to be useful for us, right? And we get the bishop pair. I mean, it's an advantage for sure. I also just noticed that this bishop is hanging. I completely missed that from the starting position. But if knight f6 and pawn takes, now we go takes. To be fair, they can move the bishop back. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused. If we go knight takes, bishop takes, and we go knight f6, they just go here. Oh, we've got knight d7. Knight d7, and on here or here, we take on f7 with checkmate. And if they take with the queen, I guess we take back. The king moves back. We take the bishop, they take our knight. So have we won a piece there? Or is it just a trade? I think it's just a trade, actually. So takes. Knight f6, king f8. Oh, we can actually use both knights. Both knights are possible. But it doesn't really matter because in both cases they need to sack. So this knight is fine. Queen takes. Does it make a difference which knight? No, I don't think so. Check, king here. We take, they take, and we take on f7. We win a pawn. I think this is good to win a pawn. Their king is weak as well. I like it, so let's go for it. Okay, so it was knight here. And then we were saying both knights are good. Because this one actually leads to checkmate. So, okay, fine. Let's not threaten checkmate for some reason. And then we take, and then we take on f7. Boom, let's go. Okay. Let's see what people are saying. Welcome Adrian to the stream. How's it going? I see the queen sack finally. Good job, Faz. I'm glad you overcame that. Yeah, that a problem. There's king f8 after knight f6. But after knight d7 wins the queen, yeah. And then we're up a piece, take on d1 at the end of the line. We're not up a piece though. I think it's just a trade. And it's just winning on f7. Welcome Gloin to stream as well. Safi says, hi Michael, GCSEs are going great. Halfway done already, fantastic. I'll get back to work at 4. Did like 3 essay plans for Macbeth. Okay, fantastic. So, Sapsara, you are the only one who is allowed not to play in the Chess Mood Grand Prix taking place tomorrow. I will let you off on that. But really glad to hear that. Yeah, you're pulling through with the GCSEs. Crazy stuff. Actually, how is that possible that you're halfway through your GCSEs? And I feel like I've spoken to Caius recently and he hasn't even started his GCSEs. So what's up with that? I swear like GCSEs were just like across the country, they all do it at the same time. Otherwise, yeah, like I thought they do it at the same time because otherwise, you know, maybe it's just different exam boards or something. I have no idea. That's weird though. What was the problem with knight f6 first? Because okay, let's check this for you, Bob. Let's check this. What's the problem with knight f6 first? Maybe there isn't one. I guess we'll see. Oh, here we go. If knight f6... Oh, it's also working. There we go. Fantastic. If g f6, knight e5... And then I was saying bishop e6... And then you found a nice move. Oh, bishop e6, and then the queen comes in. Yo, that's sick. Oh, knight f7 is winning a pawn, is it? I guess so, but yeah, bishop e6 is just even stronger. Because I guess if they take the knight in some way, we've still got queen h5. Yeah. Did we win any material here, though? I don't think we've actually won material. We just have a very strong attack. Yeah. Kais is a year younger than you? Oh man, I can't keep up. You guys are all the same age in my head. I feel like even Zane is the same age as you. They're all you guys are all the same age. I feel like any age below 15 is just the same age in my head. Pranay says hi. Welcome, Pranay. I've done 11 so far. I have 22 in total. Fair enough. Bishop e6, fe5, right. But 96? Yeah, exactly. I mean, somehow Engine says this is +4. Okay, let's find out why. Oh, bishop g5 traps the queen. Are you kidding me? Queen b8. And then just bishop f5 and it's just like ugly. It makes sense. Eventually you're going to win. Pick up something. I think you have the threat of like bishop f6. But yeah, this is extremely long. I think you'd have to basically play this based on intuition that you have enough pressure and enough weaknesses to exploit. But yeah, good job for persevering with that. Safsari is 16? There's no way. There's no way you're 16. I mean, I feel like the last time I saw you was at that Birmingham Rapid. Was it Birmingham? Birmingham Rapid? I swear you looked like the same age as when I first met you. Like in these Leicestershire Grand Prix Zoom calls. Yeah, like tell me you've had a growth spurt. Have you had a growth spurt? 16 in a week. Okay, then you're not 16, you know. I think there's still hope. There's still hope. Okay, let's make this possibly the last one. White to play. Queen, rook, 2 knights. Queen, rook, bishop, knight, rook. Okay, they have an extra rook. 4 pawns against 4 pawns. They have 2 connected passes. We have passes, but they're behind our king, which is good if we had an endgame without these heavy pieces, but alas, these heavy pieces are on the board. So we basically need to go for a mating attack. If we don't get mate, then life is going to suck. So Queen d5 jumps out at me. Do we have any other checks? I mean, we basically have to start with a check. I mean, so much is hanging. We're so much worse. Queen d5 is definitely the move to look into. So Queen d5, let's consider what options they have. They just have 2 different options. If they come to here, what can we play? Knight d6 is possible. Rook e1 is possible. Queen d5, let's start with this knight check. King d8 or king d7. If they go king d7, then I can go knight g5. Then they'd have to go back. And then what can I do there? Oh, I could go knight c7 check. Because if they go queen takes c7, then I can go queen takes g8. King d7. And do I have some nice mates? Not that I'm seeing. Although queen f7. King d6. I don't know. Because yeah, if queen d5 check, king e8 and rook e1 check, then they can block, like knight e5 or something. So what was our other checks? We had these checks as well with the knight. Knight f8, rook takes. Have we achieved anything? Queen d5, king e8 again. Seems very similar, except we're down a knight. Knight e5. Let's say they just take it. Again, doesn't feel like we've achieved anything. So queen d5 feels like the only move. Any other candidate moves? Any captures? Any threats? Not that I see. So queen d5, king e8. I mean, in a real game, I would play this already. I mean, I really don't see anything else to try. But king e8, for calculation's sake, let's try and visualize it from here. Queen d5, king e8. Knight d6, king d7. Oh, I could go knight f7 maybe? Oh god, it's so difficult and I'm running out of time. Queen d5, king e8. Knight d6, king d7. Knight f7 check. Let's try that. They could go king c7, but let's say they go back king e8. Follow up there. God damn. I'm also realizing we could do like queen d5, king e8, rook e1. If knight e5, then we could go knight d6 again. Yeah, this is really difficult for me to calculate. I haven't even considered what happens if this yet. Maybe I can quickly do that. Queen d6, rook b1. Here or here, probably a6. Then I can give check, and then check, but then they block. Bruh. Oh man, I don't know. Queen d6 this has to be working. Wait, I give it a check, king a6, then rook a1, maybe. King goes back to b6. How's there not just like a win here? Driving me insane. I'm really running out of time. I'm looking out for knight forks as well. Queen d5. I mean, we have to play it. There's nothing else, right? There's nothing else in this position. I'm running out of time. That's the problem. Knight d6. King d7. Ooh, what about queen d5, knight d6, king d7, knight here check? If king goes back to e8, then I've got the fork. If the king goes to c7, now I give a check here. And now I've got the knight on a much better square. So I believe there must be a checkmate here. Check. And knight gives checkmate, yeah. So okay, that wins. So queen d5, then we just need to solve this one. Queen d6, king b6. How do we do this? Rook b1, king a6. Queen check. Oh, the pawn is gone, so I can play queen d3. Right, and then I can take him and I can mate. Perfect. Okay, this wins. Okay, I'm really glad we got there in the end. And they just stopped there, which is kind of a piss take. But, okay, we got there. So, this and then this. Yeah, this was the only winning move before black creates an escape square on b7. Fair enough. Yeah, and on this also leads to mate. Let's just make sure that our line was indeed correct. King d8. In any case, we're going to give this check. Either they have to come this way, which loses. Oh, they've got a block. Ah, shit. This one, definitely this wins. Right? We saw that this wins, but I missed that they have this move. That's quite annoying. Yeah, it looks like there's some long line that involves all the pieces, but this unfortunately is not winning because of this. Although it's not bad. It's not bad. This does look good. The knight is untouchable due to this. Yeah, and then you can trade queens and then take the rook, and then you stay up a knight and a pawn probably after this, maybe. But then there's this, so maybe I can't take it. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky. But okay, I'm glad we got somewhere with it. How did people do? Oh my god, there's so much chat. What are people saying? You never turned on your camera? Maybe that's a fair point. Then how did... I guess like I met you at another rapid tournament at some point. You're 5'9", okay. So you've grown a lot then. Okay, you've definitely had a growth spurt. That's crazy. Oh, the tournament where the kid cheated on you. Yeah, I forgot how he cheated. Like, it was something to do with, like, he touched some piece or something and then claimed he didn't. Faz, yeah. No, I don't want his number. Yeah, why would you give him his number, Safsara? He's such a nice guy. Nah, anyone who cheats at chess, they can go to hell. They can go to hell. I recently taught a group lesson where someone cheated, and that's a whole story which I can't get into now. But yeah, very interesting case, and I was so angry. I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. Tarek, this is Chessable. You can definitely check out this course called Woodpecker Method. Oh my god, Saf, sorry, you only just realized. Ouch. Losing a few hundred FIDE in ECF. Queen 8, Queen 8, D3, yeah. I saw the Queen D3, I just thought that they could block Knight C4, but I forgot the pawn was gone. Okay, this is very good. And Safsara, you play Sicilian now. Am I proud of you? It depends what your ambitions are as a player. If you are like trying to get to FM one day, then I am proud of you. If you're trying to get to 2000, then I think you could have gone some different methods instead of Sicilian. But okay, it is an interesting step. It will definitely be a learning process. So on that note, guys, yeah, this was a fun stream. I'm glad we got a lot of work in and I could help answer some questions. And lastly, please sign up to this Chess Mood 2020 Grand Prix. We need 20 players in total. Have any of you from the stream joined after? No. Oh, okay. We got Adrian joining in rank number 2. Fantastic. Okay, let's go get in the top 10. Let's smash this, guys. We got 7 last month. Let's try and do better. Okay, on that note, adios.